Evening starting this. I'm going to put it on my YouTube site channel also. I always forget what they call that sucker. So if you are getting on, go ahead and catch on. Usually if you just go to my Facebook webpage for One Inspiring Woman at Ruth Theresa, it will have everything on there. I've got a couple of dreams, and we'll talk about a couple of things. We'll see where all of that goes. So as y'all catch on, hopefully y'all can see me. I can't see any of y'all yet, so I always tell people just give it a minute. It usually takes a few minutes for everything to catch up with each other. So I've got one person on. I've got Tony on right now. I'm going to wait for a couple more minutes. One of the things I'm going to explain is that the reason why people are having such vivid dreams, it's not just an anomaly, it's not anything else. It's because Neptune is the planet that's in charge of, hi Tony, is in charge of our dreams. And because of that, it's one of those, Neptune is in retrograde. So during this time frame, it kind of amps up our dreams to kind of let us know what we haven't been working through, or what we need to work through, or where we need to push more energy at. It's a different thing for each person, so it's not exactly the same thing for each and every person. So it gets exciting in that way. Everybody has an opportunity to dream. It's one of those, not everybody takes advantage of that. Sometimes people have turned that ability off as they have grown up. So Neptune is just kind of tuning that back in, so things will start to happen more often. You're going to start getting more and more vivid dreams, and that's what Neptune in retrograde is all about. So we have a couple of people that have sent us some dreams, and like 5 more people. So we're going to kind of hold out for a second. I know both you, Tony, both you and Lori have had some amazing dreams. And I know Tony sent me one. Lori never sent me one, but I know she will next time. I know this is going to be so much fun that I really have put in my newsletter to do this again November 15th. And we'll do it again at 9 o'clock. So this is kind of a good standard time for everybody across the time zones to join us. So, one of the things I'm going to go and do is just kind of read back through Tony's dream, and I know she's so excited about all of this. So Tony's dream was about her husband that passed away the end of last year, which I was friends with. So just so y'all know, it's one of those, I felt that loss as much as anybody else. One of the things that I'm getting with this dream from him, and I'm not going to read all of it and everything else, that he, I'm kind of just going to piece it together. It's one of those, he came back in, he's in a yellow nightgown. Yellow is all about presenting honor, honoring who you are in that position for him as his wife. It's one of those, Gracetta, your daughter coming in, amps up this energy and everything else and kind of validate. So it's not just your energy that was commingling with Ed's, but it was also your daughter Grace, and all of that energy together. The kids represent the things that he felt like he didn't get as a child, or the things that he required from his parents that he did not get. So him hanging out with children is completely okay. It's completely normal. It's one of those, let's see what else. The kids came in the room and were playing, and he asked for some privacy, and he was sitting up in bed smoking his cigarette and everything else. So he wants you to know that, you know what I'm saying, the cigarette is kind of like, I want you to go on with normal life. Even though he loved you with all of his heart, it's one of those, he does not want you to just stop your life for him. He wants you to continue on. I would say, let's see. The healthy part for him, I know sometimes that can be really hard because he passed away in a hospital bed and may not have looked towards the end the best he possibly could, but it's one of those letting you see him come back and see him completely healthy and completely okay with his senses and completely on top of the world, I want you to know is his way of saying, I'm okay. I got here and I am completely okay. I feel like he is almost finished with his life review, and so you're going to start feeling him more and more often. If he bothers you or gets in your way, or kind of, sometimes it can be still very sad because he hasn't been gone all that long. You can ask him to take a step back, and even in this life and in the afterlife, he will definitely do that and take a step back and give you a little bit of space in that area. Especially if it's just like, hey, it's not a good night. That's okay. He is completely okay with that. So one of the things, let's see, Victoria sent me one, and I didn't get to rewrite it because I asked everybody to email it, and Victoria is very, very bad. I know teachers are probably the worst at listening to instructions. I did get that her ex-husband broke her windshield, and it's kind of more of a symbolic dream and not necessarily he's going to do this or he did this already. What I get is that he kind of cracked and fractured your view of other men. And because of that, you thought he was such an amazing guy, and he probably was in your eyes at that time frame, but I want you to understand that he fractured what you thought men could be. It's one of those, you have an amazing dad in this life. You've had amazing men in your world, and it's one of those, and so you just absolutely trusted him with all your heart, and just kind of like, whatever happens, happens, and I love this guy. And people around you knew that this was not a good situation for you, and may even have told you something or have acted differently. But I want you to understand, it's okay. Just like your regular windshield, if it had actually happened to you, that windshield could be fixed and corrected, and all of the repairs or taken out completely. So it's kind of like cleaning your eyes of letting everything about men that don't honor what they're supposed to do, or lie, or don't follow through with what they're supposed to do, can be completely removed from you and replaced with a brand new shiny windshield that will give you a new look at men, a new way of looking at men. And I know this is getting kind of important to you, and you may be feeling that pull also, is that your first one was about your ex-husband, is that I know you've always wanted to have a new love in your life. And I think this is just the beginning of kind of opening those doors, cleaning out the closet, getting ready for everything that has already happened to be cleaned out and pushed away and pushed aside. And now you can actually open up into this new area of, what would I want a man to be, and really think about that. And actually November is the perfect month. If you have not opened up your November newsletter, everybody, you have got to read it. We have not only some power days in November, we've got some super power days and some infinite power days coming at us in November. I will be posting probably later on this week some meditations to start on those days. Today is one of those days. November 1st is one of those power days, and it started at 11 o'clock this morning, and it goes, the other super time to meditate is at 11 o'clock tonight. 11 o'clock your time. I always tell people 11 o'clock your time is the best time to do it. So make sure that you're really concentrating on that time frame. I already have a couple of meditations up. I have one that's one about cutting cords that I did a couple of days ago for another client of mine in my truck. So that's a really good one to start about. And then in the newsletter, I go through step by step and teach you and tell you how to push this energy in the right direction. So it's pushing in the direction of, I've got dreams, I've got goals, I've got affirmations that I want to say, how to work this energy completely. And like I said, I will be posting a couple of different meditations. One will be this weekend, and one will be probably Monday of next week. So I've got a couple of them coming out really quickly. So I'm going to go into one that Brooke sent me. And I don't see her online, but that's okay. We're going to keep doing her dream. She's talking about going to a family barbecue, and basically in the middle of her family barbecue, there's like a double rainbow that she sees, and everybody's kind of turned and looked at it and like, oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. And as she turns and looks at it, she sees God walking down the stairs through the rainbow, coming at her at the barbecue. And then everybody kind of switched places, And she's kind of like, this doesn't, I thought we would be transitioning to heaven at this point, but doesn't look like that. What I feel like, and she said it looks like a theater seating, and this is kind of like the way station, or kind of like the train station of where everybody kind of picks and chooses where they want to go from here. There are a lot of energies involved in this, and there's also some negative energy in your family. I know you were saying that all your family members made it. I don't think all of your family members made it 100% of the time. So I want you to understand that some of them that have had more negative energy will not be making this transition. It's not necessarily a bad transition. I want you to understand that it's their own karma that's coming back to haunt them kind of in a certain way. This is kind of your message to you, is that you have a higher purpose. The only reason why you would call in God himself into any dream for any reason is because you have a higher purpose. The thing is, though, you may go, but I don't know what my higher purpose is and I don't know how to get there. Understand that if you had this dream, you're on the path. And it's one of those, you can't get off the path. There is no way to go, oh, no, I'm choosing not to. You may slow down on the path, you may speed up on the path, but understand that there is no way not to get there. It may just take you a little bit longer. One of those, you may ride around the block a few more times than anybody else, but understand this is your trip, and you're going to have a special purpose with your abilities. And I also know that they're going to go into both your daughters, your older daughter and your younger daughter. Understand that this is something that's going to be changing all of your lives, and giving you a completely different outlook in life. So there we go with that. So just so you know, there's some major stuff going on. The next one I'm reading is for Sandra. Sandra woke up pregnant in her living room. And she was sitting in the recliner in a magazine. She was looking for a check that she had misplaced. She kept walking from the living room to the kitchen. It's one of those, being pregnant is all about what are you creating into your world, and it doesn't have to be a baby. It can be anything. It could be a business. It could be a side business. It could be anything. It doesn't have to necessarily be an infant child. Being in your living room is a place that you feel very secure. So you feel very secure in your, not only your relationships now, but your relationships that you're becoming into in the future, since you were moving from one room to the other. It's talking about that. Let's see. The car lights were left on, and that's about traveling. So somehow in your business that you're about to create with the pregnancy, there will be traveling involved in this. So there will be several travel incidents that happen, or traveling that you do, and it doesn't have to be necessarily a long distance. It's one of those, it could be a short distance, it could be 20 or 30 miles away, that sort of thing, but understand that this is going to start coming up more and more since the car lights were left on. The check represents money, and it's one of those, when you first open a business, I guarantee you don't make a lot of money. It takes a little bit of time, and that's where your missing check is at, is kind of this absenteeism of, where's the check? The money's coming in. Understand that this is all part of it. The money will be coming in and showing up more and more. And what you have to decide, just like we have to think about an infant and getting ready for an infant, think about getting ready for your business. What are the things that you're going to do or change or modify in your life to make way for this new pregnancy in business, or pregnancy in something changing in your world? So that's something that is very important that you take into consideration in that area. Let's see, I've got a couple more. Let's see, this one is from Karen. I'm not sure if Karen is on. I don't see her on yet, but I'm going to go ahead and do it, because I'm going to be posting this, like I said, not only on Facebook, but it's also going to go onto my YouTube website at the same time. So that'll be kind of fun. Okay, she had a dream that she was on a ship with her mother. I can't describe the ship much, but I was wearing a pink robe, and was sitting in a rocking chair, and I was in her lap. Okay, so kind of going back, that is kind of more getting more nurturing from your mom. It's one of those, I feel like your mom was very much a nurturer, and at times she kind of over nurtured your energy. And so it's one of those that's kind of that just appealing of you can nurture and keep moving forward. So it's one of those, a lot of people are like, oh, I need to sit in a chair and I need to be nurtured this way, but you can't necessarily move forward. And because you're on a ship and it's moving forward, the whole planet energy is moving forward. So understand that that's part of where you're going with this, is this planetary energy that's moving forward. Oh, by the way, if I've done yours, if you have any comments or any other questions about yours, let me know and I will answer those. So if you have any questions about the ones that I've already answered, I know Victoria's on, and I know Tony's on, and I did y'all's too. If there's any other questions, and Sandra, I'm doing did yours. So if there's any questions that you have, anything else that you want to add to it, or anything else you want me to know about or interpret for you, or something came up that you didn't remember before. So Karen, this dream is all about being nurtured and still moving forward. So understand that's where you're going with this. Like I said, one of the things that's really, really important is to understand that not everybody on the planet is having these issues, I don't want to say issues, having these ideas about their dreams coming forward. So there may be some other ones that are coming up forward. I will be doing another dream interpretation live, and I'll be doing that November 15th. I'll post it back on Facebook. You need to email me your complete dream ahead of time. I make a few notes and kind of jot them down before I even get started. So I just want to let you know that's happening on the 15th, and we'll do it at 9 p.m. again. Hopefully that's a good time for everybody. But if anybody had any questions, you can post them now. One of the things I wanted to let you know about, and everything else, this is my printed copy. I know it's really hard to see. My printed copy of the November newsletter. So if you didn't get one of those, make sure that you sign up and then email me your address. And because I can't tell who's new, it's just the way the program is. So if you wanted to get a copy of this, there are power days, there's super power days, and then there's infinite power days coming at us in November. So that's some amazing high energy, and it is a really good time to take time for ourselves to really think about where do we want to go in our life, what are some of the goals and aspects, and then and for Sandra, this is also a really good time to really think about your business. Think about where you want to go in this world. Where do you want to put your energy instead of this pregnancy? Where does this energy want to go into? So that's a really good one. If no one has any questions, I'll cut it off and everything else. I will be doing Monday morning live at 10 o'clock Central Standard Time, and then I will be doing another dream interpretation November 15th, and I will be posting not only a meditation in the next day or so, tonight or tomorrow, probably tomorrow, and then I'll be posting some new meditations all about amping up your energy and getting ready for this new energy that's coming in November, and it's coming fast. So if y'all don't have any questions, do y'all have any questions? Anything? Lori, Amy, Victoria, Sandra, anybody, Tony, anybody's got any questions? I'd be more than happy to answer anything at this point. We've got about a minute left. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. If not, I'll see you on the 15th, if not before, because this is going to be an amazing power month. Anything else? Okay, guys. Y'all have an amazing night. I'm so excited that y'all joined me. Like I said, the 15th, I've got another dream interpretation. Monday, I will be doing another Monday morning live. I will probably change Monday morning live, and I will do it in the evening. I'm trying to figure out what days would work best for me, and I may end up doing it Monday night live. Do it that way so it's a little bit easier. So y'all have an amazing night. I'm sending y'all so much light and love, and I'm so excited that y'all came to join me tonight. Talk to you soon. Have an amazing week.